Welcome to the Unraveling the Scriptures channel. Many people are unaware of the roots of conflicts often concentrated in the land of Israel, though not exclusively in the Middle East. With this in mind, I've decided to create an explanatory video addressing the issue of land ownership in Israel. Who truly has the right to this land, the land that houses the people of Israel? And what are the rights of the Palestinian people? In the video, I will conduct a comprehensive analysis, considering historical and biblical aspects to tackle this complex issue. I invite everyone to watch, leave their likes, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with others who might be interested. To whom does the land of Israel really belong? From a biblical perspective, the land of Israel, formerly known as Canaan, was inhabited by the Canaanites, who were the first occupants of the region. Besides the Canaanites, Canaan was inhabited by various ancient peoples, including the Philistines, Amorites, Hittites, Jebusites, and others. Each ethnic group had its own culture, language, and traditions. The Canaanites were descendants of Canaan, who, in turn, was the youngest son of Ham and the grandson of Noah. In the context of the Semites, who gave rise to various Middle Eastern peoples, including Jews, Arabs, Syrians, and Assyrians, Canaan initially occupied the land of Canaan, which was situated in the territory that now encompasses Israel, the West Bank, Gaza, Jordan, and the southern regions of Syria and Lebanon. Over time, many names were given to this area. The oldest known name was Canaan, although it does not inherit the portion of land that constitutes present-day Israel. For Jews, Canaan is the promised land by God to Abraham, a place of blessing and covenant. The Exodus narrative, led by Moses, tells the journey of the Hebrew people toward this land, marking their liberation from slavery in Egypt and the beginning of a spiritual and physical journey. The conquest of Canaan under the leadership of Joshua and the subsequent division of the land among the 12 tribes of Israel are crucial events in the religious history of Judaism. However, Canaan was not merely a promised land. The Canaanites, the people inhabiting the region, had their own mythology and religious practices. This resulted in conflicts and tensions when the Israelites arrived in the land. The Bible records the ongoing struggle between these groups, culminating in the Israelite conquest and the absorption of Canaanite cultural elements. Canaan also played a crucial role in Christianity and Islam. For Christians, this region is the site of significant events in the life of Jesus Christ, including his birth in Bethlehem and his crucifixion and resurrection in Jerusalem. For Muslims, it is a holy site, with important references in the Quran, including the night journey of Muhammad from Mecca to Jerusalem. Today, the ancient land of Canaan, often referred to as the Holy Land, remains a point of conflict and controversy due to its religious significance and associated political interests. It is a region where the three major monotheistic religions have deep ties, and where conflict and cooperation often intertwine. According to ancient Semitic and Jewish traditions, Canaan claimed this land for himself, even though he did not belong to the Hamitic lineage. He and his descendants settled in ancient Canaan, making it their home, even though their relatives did not inhabit the region. The Book of Jubilees mentions that Canaan defied his father, Ham, as well as his brother Cush and his brother Mizraim, who tried to convince him to leave that land, arguing that it did not belong to the Hamitic lineage but to the descendants of Shem. As time progressed, the descendants of Shem grew, and many peoples emerged from the lines of the sons of Shem. Then, a man from the lineage of Arpachshad, named Abraham, received a call from God, as seen in Genesis chapter 17, verse 8, "I will give to you and to your descendants after you the land in which you are a stranger, the whole land of Canaan, as an everlasting possession, and I will be their God." Abraham received various divine promises, including the promise of the land of Canaan for him and his descendants. These biblical events are central to the narrative of the inheritance of the land of Israel, considered a divine promise to Abraham and his descendants, especially in the context of the Jewish faith. The biblical story of Canaan and the promise to Abraham are essential elements in understanding the religious and historical significance of the land of Israel. As we know, in the biblical tradition, Isaac is recognized as the child of the promise, implying that he and his descendants have a special connection to the land of Israel. The Bible emphasizes this divine promise. However, some people argue that the descendants of Esau, Jacob's brother, also have rights to the land of Israel. Nevertheless, this interpretation has challenges, as the Bible states that God designated a specific land for the descendants of Esau, known as the Edomites, who inhabited the region of the Seir Mountains, which corresponds to present-day Jordan. This leads us to understand that the legitimate heirs of the land of Israel, from a biblical perspective, would be the descendants of Isaac through Jacob. This lineage would include his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the entire population that would arise from this lineage. As for the current population residing in Israel and identifying as Jews, they are recognized as Jews based on their religious and cultural heritage, which traces back to Jewish tradition. Although genetic heritage can vary due to various diasporas and migrations throughout history, Jewish identity is more than just genetic heritage, encompassing religious, cultural, and historical traditions that unite this diverse community. Therefore, the claim to the land of Israel is complex and is often viewed through religious, cultural, and historical perspectives, as well as political and geographical considerations. Yes, many modern Jews are descendants of ancient Jewish communities that went through various migrations and diasporas throughout history, resulting in genetic diversity that includes European influences. There are different Jewish groups, such as Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews, which have origins in specific regions of Europe. Ashkenazi Jews, for example, have roots primarily related to Central and Eastern Europe, while Sephardic Jews have historical connections to the Iberian Peninsula, including Portugal and Spain. This genetic diversity is supported by genetic studies that have shown that most Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews and others who historically had contact with Europe have a significant portion, about 41%, of their ancestry originating not from the Middle East, but from European origins. However, they have substantial Jewish lineage since the other part of their genetic history has Semitic roots of Israeli origin. Thus, it is legitimate to assert that they have rights to the lands of Israel. It's important to note that there are Jewish branches with a purer genetic heritage and less European influence, such as Mizrahi Jews, who have remained more genetically homogeneous in their Jewish heritage compared to larger groups like Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews. Now, regarding the Palestinian people, I recently made a detailed video on our channel addressing their origins, answering common questions about whether they are descendants of Ishmael or the ancient Philistines. Palestinians are, for the most part, a mix of different ancient ethnic groups. While there is a genetic descent from Ishmael among them, this is not the sole source of their heritage. They also have Samaritan genetic heritage, originating from ancient Israelite tribes, which gives them a legitimate claim to the land of Israel. They also have Jewish genetic influences from the tribe of Judah, as well as other Arab influences, including Edomite descent from Esau. Additionally, they have genetic traits from Aramean, Babylonian, and Persian origins. Genetic studies show that about half of the genetic ancestry of Palestinians is Jewish, and this genetic heritage is not weak but rather substantial, extending beyond the tribe of Judah to include Samaritans, who are legitimate Israelites. Therefore, from a historical, genetic, and biblical analysis, it's important to remember that those who have a rightful claim to the land of Israel are the descendants of Isaac through Jacob. The presence of Arab or Philistine genetic heritage among Palestinians does not genetically exclude them from the land, as they have a genetic heritage that includes Jewish elements, giving them a genetic and historical basis for inhabiting Israel. Since they have a divine permission based on their genetic lineage, they can legitimately live in and inhabit Israel. In fact, they are Jews by genetic descent, as I explained in a video that I will share in the comments of this video. I address genetics and the origins of the Palestinian people, citing reliable sources and genetic studies on ancient Jewish and Palestinian genomes. Considering that both Palestinians and Jews have ancient Israelite ancestry through Isaac and Jacob, both have a claim to the land of Israel. The main challenge lies in radical movements associated with a particular religion, followed by a significant portion of Palestinians. Unfortunately, these extremist movements are involved in heinous acts. However, a serious analysis, like the one I presented, indicates that both Palestinians and Jews have a legitimate claim to that land. Share this video with those who have questions on this matter, and if you've watched this far, don't forget to like and share your opinions in the comments. See you soon.